The intent of this question here is to find all real solutions using the quadratic equation. You can certainly do this on Wolfram Alpha or somewhere you don't need to. You're soon going to learn Mathematica, which you just put solve in the equation in just like Wolfram Alpha. But because we're West Point cadets, we need to do the right thing. They ask us to use a quadratic equation. We will. The first thing you need to know and remember is that this is the shell for a parabola. The coefficient of the x squared is called a, the coefficient of the x is called b, and the coefficient of 1 is called c. So in this case, a is 2, b is 9, and c is minus 11. This is the quadratic formula. Good teachers will make you remember it. My teacher, Mr. Wilkinson from Glendive, Montana, had us race him in saying the quadratic formula as fast as possible. And if you beat him, he bought you a dilly bar from Dairy Queen. So here we put all the numbers in. 9 goes here for the B, and then I would be careful. This is a bookkeeping problem, so you just want to be careful of what you're doing. And you notice here as I put the numbers in, the negative 11 and the negative here cancel, so it becomes positive. This is one of the places where I see a lot of errors. It's just making a sign error. And then the second place I see an error is just not adding things correctly. Don't try to just punch this in your calculator, because if you're doing this manually, it's better to just do it slowly because you want to get it right. Minus 9 plus or minus 13, that's the square root of 169 divided by 4. And then that gives you two answers. What's happening here is you have a parabola that's crossing the x-axis. And if you have a parabola, it's going to cross the x-axis in two places. And so you have two answers. One of them is minus 9 plus 13 divided by 4, and the other one is minus 9 minus 13 divided by 4. And so if I simplify those, I get 1 and minus 11 over 2. The biggest errors I see here is from people just trying to jam through this and go too fast. It's not worth the trouble. Do it very carefully. You're not going to get any painful hands from doing this. Just do it carefully and slowly and make sure that your answers are correct as you go. So you see that they got the answers right too. I'm going to do number 2 quickly because it's the same as number 1. Same as number 1, in my case here, a is 1, the coefficient of the x squared is 1. The coefficient here is minus 4, and the coefficient here is minus 32. Well, here's another place you can make it. This is like rampant with minus sign error, opportunities for minus sign errors. Negative b is positive 4. And I always put the parentheses around my square. This is going to be b squared. B is negative 4, so I put that in parentheses. And then I have 2 minuses here. Again, it's what we call a bookkeeping problem. And so if I crank that out slowly, I'm going to get minus 4 or 8, which is the same answers they have. So I did this a little bit more quickly than the last one because you would just go through this piece by piece as before.